students, and welcome to the first edition of School on Air. School on Air has been packaged again for your success. I want to start by thanking the Governor, His Excellency, Engineer Seyi Makinde, for his initiative that brought this together. Yes, we know that COVID-19 is raging and caused government to close the schools. But look, there are situations that work out for the best. Maybe the postponement of WAEC is to enable you students to do better, especially in Oyo State. We are expecting a better result from you. But it all depends on your attitude. This is something put together for you. But you have got to take advantage of what has been done to you. Now, our commissioner, Barrister Sunkomi Olaleye, has done fantastically well. He has gone through sleepless nights to make sure that what is happening now is happening. So please take advantage of it. Now, what we have put together for you, you've got to start from what we call assessment. There's a portal that Oyo State government has put together, oysgedu.ng. oysgedu.ng. Go to that portal. Go and register on that portal. Now, when you register on the portal, you will submit your name. And waiting for you are some assessment tests. Things to check you, to make you know where you're doing well and where you're not doing so well. You see, when you start with an assessment, then you know how to go about it. For convenience, we have broken every subject that you're going to go through on this series into components. We know we have a very short time, so we can't cover everything. Now, what we do here is to stimulate you, is sometimes to even guide you on the way to go. We've got tons of videos, of lessons that have been done in a way to make your mind grasp the subject better. So we have broken every subject into components. Now we're starting from mathematics. Why? Somebody says, eat a frog. Nobody likes to eat a frog. And so we don't like doing difficult things, but we've got to do them. So we're starting from mathematics, which we don't like, but which we cannot do without. So we've broken down mathematics into the following components. We have approximation and estimation. We have next logarithm and indices. I'm sure some of these things are ringing a bell in your head. Next, we have plane and solid geometry. We're going somewhere. After that, we have sequences and series. Then we have swords and trigonometry. I know some of you are still struggling with pronouncing trigonometry. Then we have bearings and distances. You will understand it as we go further. Then algebra. That's when you add alphabets instead of just numbers. Then we have matrices. Next, we have probability and statistics. What's the probability of something happening? And the last component is vectors, longitudes, and latitude. Vectors, longitude, and latitudes. But for today, we want to start from the most difficult part of the subject. We've done analysis. Like I told you, you need to go and do your own assessment. Many students have done the assessments. And from what we have seen, there's a particular component that many students score 0. That is, let me say, shameful. But the interesting thing is that that component is not difficult. Maybe you've not put your mind to it, or somebody didn't explain it to you properly. So we're starting from swords today. Now, by the time you go through this section, this component on sword, you will agree with me that there's nothing special, nothing difficult about swords. What we are waiting for is that by the time you do your exam, you come out with A1s. See you on the other side. Bye.
Good day, students. Yeah, welcome to another episode of School on the Air. Swords, how to simplify swords, how we can add, how we can subtract swords. Said when you talk about sword, we started with talking about rational and irrational numbers. I said irrational numbers are numbers that has an exact value. When you look for the square root of it, that's an exact value. That's a rational number. A rational number has no exact value, or they are not in form of ratio. When you try to look for the value, you get a recurring decimal. That's an irrational number. And when we talk about sword, we're talking about that you have to leave the answer in form of sword, that is to leave it in irrational form. So and I taught you how to simplify swords. That in order to simplify sword, you need to break the sword down into two numbers, one rational, one irrational numbers. That's what I said in the last lesson. And I said the rational number, the square root will give you your own number. Then after getting the results, you put it along with the irrational one, which is inside a root. Then you get the answer, the answer in its simplest form. I also talked to you about how to add sword. That when you're adding sword, you must first before you can add any sword or you subtract any sword, you must first simplify the sword. It's after the simplification of the sword that you now bring the common thing. You look for the common thing, then you bring it out. The uncommon thing, you put it together, then you put the common thing beside it. Then you have the result of the addition, either the addition or the subtraction of the sword. So that's what we taught. I taught you in the last episode. And today we are going to look at another top aspect of sword. And this time around, we are looking at operations with swords. As you can see on the board, we're looking at operation with swords. That's what we're looking at in this episode. And we are trying to continue from where we stopped the last time. Now, the first example says, well, to simplify the following. Look at it on the board. Simplify the following. These are some of this sort you have on the board. Some of them are in their simplest form, while some are you still need to simplify them before you can either add or you subtract them. So you have to take notes. Those ones in their simplest form, you can bring out the uncommon thing, put the uncommon thing together, and then put the common thing, put it beside it, now to get the result of the addition, either the addition or the subtraction of the sword. So let's look at how we can go about this. The first question is in its simplest form. You can see you have 4 with 2 plus 6 with 2. So you discover that when you look at these swords that you are supposed to add, you discover that something is common to them. You discover that root 2 is on this with this, along with this. Then you also have root 2 here. That means root 2 is common. The uncommon thing in this case is 4 and 6. So you put them together. That's why you have 4 plus 6. Then the common thing you put it beside it, that's root 2. So when you put 4 and 6 together, you get 10. That's how you have the result to be 10 with 2. So the next example is subtraction of swords. So you have B. The question reads 3 with 5 minus 7 with 5. You realize that something is also common to this sword, and the common thing here is root 5. Root 5 is common. Then the uncommon thing, you have 3 and minus 7. When you put 3 and minus 7 together, you have 3 minus 7 with what? And the root 5, the common thing, you have 3 minus 7 with 5. And the result of taking 3, you have 3 minus 7, meaning that you assume you are owing 7 naira and you have 3 naira to pay. You're still owing, and this time around you are owing 4. That's why you have minus 4 with 5. That will be the result of 3 minus 7 with 5. So you have minus 4 root 5 as a result. Let's move to the next one. The same question. This solve is not in its simplest form. So you still have to simplify it. 3 root 8. You can still break 8. The same thing applies to root 50. So to break 8 now, you have 4 multiplied by 2. We have square root of 4 is an exact number, a whole number. The square root of 2 is an irrational number. So you have 50 to be 25 multiplied by 2. That will give you 50. So you coming down here, you have 3 root 4 multiplied by root 2 plus root 25 multiplied by root 2. Then you have 3 multiplied by, because square root of 4 is 2. You have 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by root 2 because that's irrational. Then plus 5 because square root of 25 is 5 multiplied by root 2. Finally, you have 3 multiplied by 2 equals 6. And you have root 2 beside it. So you have 6 root 2 plus 5 root 2. Then the common thing here is root 2. And the common thing is 6 and 5. You put them together. You have 6 plus 5 root 2 because root 2 is common to them. So you have 6 plus 5 equals 11. And the root 2 beside it, you have 11 root 2 as the final result. We're looking at the last question under this example 1. And that is you have question D, which is 2 root 27 root 75. Then you have minus 5 root 12. So you can still break 27. 27 is the same thing as 9 multiplied by 3. And 75 is 25 multiplied by 3. Then 12 is 4 multiplied by 3. So 2 multiplied by square root of 9. You want to separate them. You put them into a separate root. You have root 9 multiplied by root 3 plus root 25 multiplied by root 3 minus 5 root 4. You realize multiply by root 3. So if you move ahead, you have 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by root 3 plus 5 multiplied by root 3 minus 5 times 2 times root 3. The result of 2 multiplied by 3 gives you 6 root 3 plus 5 root 3 then minus 10 root 3. So you realize that something is common to all of them. That's root 3. So you bring it's a common thing. So the uncommon thing is common number is 6, 5 and 10. So you have 6 plus 5 minus 10. You put 10 in a bracket. The common thing is beside it. So you have the total of 5 and 6 gives you 11 minus 10 that is beside it. Then root 3 that is common to both of them. So you have now the result will now be 11 minus 10 is 1. That's why you have root 3 as a result here, the final result. So we'll move to the next example. This example says we should simplify what we have on the board. You have square root of 243 plus square root of 75 minus 1 over root 3. That's this. No, this one is, we need to actually break it down. We have to break 243 down in such a way that we have a rational and an irrational number. The same thing applies to 75. The same thing applies to 75. So we break them down. So we have, look at the board, we have simplified. Now we can move to the next stage. We have square root of 243 plus root 75 minus 1 over root 3. You realize that to get 243, you multiply 81 by 3. That's what will give us 243. Plus 75 is gotten by multiplying 25 by 3 minus 1 over root 3. So we have square root of 81. You have to separate them. We have square root of 81 multiplied by square root of 3 plus square root of 25 multiplied by square root of 3 minus 1 over root 3. And the square root of 81 is 9. Then you have root 3 beside it. That's 9 multiplied by root 3 plus square root of 25 is 5. 5 multiplied by square root of 3 minus 1 over 3. So this one gives you 9 root 3 plus 5 root 3 minus 1 over root 3. The next stage, you bring the common uncommon thing together. The uncommon thing in first stage is you have 9 and 5, and root 3 is common to both of them, minus 1 over root 3. So you have 14 root 3 over, it's like 14 root 3 minus 1 over root 3, but 14 root 3 is same thing as 14 root 3 over 1, because the other one has a denominator. This one must also have a denominator, so just put 1 as a denominator because it doesn't make a difference. Doesn't actually make a difference because 14 root 3 is same thing as over 1 is same thing as 14 root 3. So we move on. The LCM of both 1 and root 3 gives you root 3. That's the LCM. So now you take 1 in root 3 is still root 3. So root 3 14 multiplied by 14 root 3 multiplied by root 3 gives you 3, because root 3 multiplied by root 3 gives us 3. It's like having 3 raised to power half multiplied by 3 raised to power half. In indices, you bring out the common thing. You should be able to remember that you bring out the common thing, then you add the powers. So that means 3 raised to power half plus half. Half plus half gives you 1. So that's why we have 14 multiplied by 3 minus 1 over root 3. So 14 times 3 gives you 42 minus 1 all over root 3. So that means we have 42 minus 1 gives you 41. So you, at this stage, you must be able to rationalize the denominator. And how do we rationalize the denominator? We multiply both the numerator and denominator by the denominator. So that's how you have 41 multiplied by root 3 all over root 3 multiplied by root 3. So 41 multiplied by root 3 gives you 41 root 3 all over root 3 multiplied by root 3 gives you 3. That's how we have the final result to be 41 root 3 over 3. So from this lesson, I hope you've learned a lot on SOD. And with this, I think you should be able to solve problems on SOD like the one you have on the board. So we have the following questions. You have to attempt them. You have the first one, A, root 12 plus root 3. Then you have the second question, B, that's 3 root 2 minus root 18. Then the next question is root 99. It's a little a bigger number. So you have root 99 minus root 44. You have to break and try to simplify, minus root 11. Then the D question is 6 plus root 27 plus root 75. And the last question you have here is 3 root 125 minus 5 root 20, then minus 3 root 80. These are very simple questions you will to attempt. Now, since you've learned a lot from this lesson, and your answer, you can set it to the number you see on the screen. I hope you have enjoyed today's class, and I wish you all the best in your academics.
Okay, so welcome back. How was the lesson? And the questions you were given to go and check up, please do so. There's nothing as good as practice. When you practice and practice and practice, the end result is outstanding success. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's edition. I just came in to welcome you. My name is Muyiwa Bangbushi. You won't be seeing me all the time, but I'm sure you're going to be seeing people who are fantastic, maybe better people than I am. So you know the times on the schedule. We're not going to do any repeat broadcasts. So I encourage you to stay by your set. Stay with your TV. If you are getting in touch with us by radio, stay with your radio set. Don't miss any moment of School on Air. And whatever you see here is a tip of the iceberg. Go to the app. You can download the app. You've been given accounts by the state government. We have funded the account. You can download as many videos on these topics as you want. I mean, it's as much as you want. So just go there, download it, and look, even the sky is not your limit.
I hope you enjoyed the lectures. Fine. It is good to run through the summary of the topic. According to the WIAC syllabus, it is very important for us to touch all these points while discussing salt. Number one, simplification of salt. While you are simplifying salt, it is important to talk about rational and irrational numbers. The rational numbers are numbers that can be written or expressed as fraction, exact fraction, or ratio. Example, 5/1. And they ask you to find root 9/16, eventually 3/4. So all those examples are examples of rational numbers. Then irrational numbers or non-rational numbers. They are numbers that cannot be expressed as exact fraction or ratio. Example, root 2, root 3, root 28. They are irrational numbers. And of course, when you are now trying to simplify your salt, you simplify it in such a way that you have rational and irrational number. So in that case, you have simplified it such that you will not be able to simplify it again. Rational and irrational number. Let's give an example. If they ask to simplify root 50, now root 50 is not different from root 25 times root 2. So root 25 is rational number such that you'll be able to get 5 as the answer. So then root 2 is a rational number. So in simplifying it, it will now be 5 root 2. Then another point that we need to discuss as when you look at the WAEC syllabus, as far as salt is concerned, you talk about operation with salts. Operation with salts, just like the mathematical operations that we follow, addition and subtraction of salts, where you have 2 or 3 salts, then you add them together. You could even have combination of all the operations. You have addition, subtraction, multiplication. In that case, you use what's it called, board mass to do that one. And you know that, like the way my colleague has explained to you. Then the third one is salt in brackets. Supposing you have 2x plus 4 in brackets and then 3x plus 5 in brackets. The way you normally expand the bracket, that you open the bracket, you can also do the same thing in salt. That you have values in salt like that, you can expand the bracket. And then the last one is evaluating expressions with salt. So they can give you value. They can give you the value of root 2, they can give you the value of root 3, value of root 4, and then give you a particular question to do that will later result to using those values that were given before. So that one is very simple. And all these points that you see me telling you, simplification, operation, and what's the salt in brackets, evaluating, and the likes that I have told you, we have videos that can simplify all of them for you. Go to Google Play Store and download Lesson Teacher application. It will help you. Lesson Teacher application, and it will help you so much. Then before I leave, there are some questions that you attempt that will give you boldness or confidence that you are ready for the WAEC examination. For example, I have some questions here that I've randomly selected from past questions that can help you. I call it practice questions on salt from the WAEC, from West African Senior School Certificate Examination. Then number 1, we have WAEC June 2019. Check the objectives number 10. It will help you. Then number 2, 2019, theory question number 1B. Help you if you try it. Those are challenging questions that when you practice with you can be sure that you are ready for the WAEC examination. Then June 2018 objective question. Then June 2017 objective question number 34. Then June 2013 objective question number 10B. Then June 2012 objective question number 2. Then June 2011, objective question number 32. June 2010, objective question number 20. June 2008, objective question number 4. And 2007, objective question number 5. Lay your hands on all these and it will help you. Don't forget, check, download Lesson Teacher app on Google Play Store. It will help you. Thank you.
Now.